Hey guys, this is Sean Klinger with Vital MX. This is a dirt biker's review of an Intense Tazer MX Pro e-mountain bike. So why? Why is the question that you're probably asking. Why am I testing an e-bike? There's a couple reasons. One, as moto enthusiasts and dirt bike riders, a lot of us cross-train on mountain bikes. We like to be active, and there is a kind of a little bit of crossover. It's two-wheel recreation. It's fun. A lot of us, we do both. E-bikes are obviously another extension of that. Two, what's really cool about the Intense Tazer MX Pro is that it is kind of a marketing thing, but Intense is really aiming this bike at moto people. You can only buy this bike, the MX Pro, and then also there's an MX Expert from a Parts Unlimited dealer. So if you go into a bike shop that normally sells Intense mountain bikes, this bike's not going to be there. You have to go to a motorcycle dealership or a Cycle Gear or motorsport.com. Obviously, anyone can go online and buy this bike, but it is kind of a nod to this is really marketed towards moto guys. And what's kind of cool is that you look at this and there's a lot of moto companies that we recognize. Ohlins suspension, Renthal bar, ODI grips. Shout out to Yoshimura. They supplied the pedals, the aluminum pedals for this. Obviously when you buy bikes, they don't come with pedals. So it's cool to use a moto company for that. This review is from a dirt biker's perspective. So if you want to know like all the super detailed specs on this bike and you know how it compares to all these other mountain bikes, there's a million other mountain bike websites and magazines that have that review. This is to kind of explain, okay, I am a dirt biker, I have dirt bikes, I ride moto, I ride off-road. Why do I want an e-bike? And how is it different than a normal mountain bike? Number one, what's really cool about this bike is that it is fun. The fun factor is off the charts. What's awesome about having a motor and having a battery is that you can do so much more riding. You can do so many more laps when you're riding. You can get your moto fix a little bit. You got a couple hours before the sun goes down and you don't have time to load up a dirt bike or go to the moto track. If you have a mountain bike area or open riding area, you can hop on this and really scratch that itch. So some of the quick specs on this is that it's a carbon fiber frame. It has 170 mil travel in the fork and 150 mil travel in the rear. So a lot of travel. This is a big bike. Also, it has a 27.5 rear wheel and a 29-inch front wheel. So it's what they call a mullet bike. It has a bigger front wheel than a smaller rear wheel, which is actually kind of moto-y. So this bike comes in two sizes. There is a small medium and there is a large extra large. I am about 5'10", so I went with the small medium. I'm kind of almost in between. I could go in either one, but I have the small medium and that's what I'm riding today. So when I hopped on this bike, comparing it to, I have ridden a few other mountain bikes in the past, and immediately I am 100% more comfortable on this bike than any other mountain bike I've ridden. One, people ask, oh, it's a 52-pound mountain bike. So does that weight, does it feel sluggish or does it feel heavy or anything? I love the way the weight feels going downhill. Yes, it does feel a little bit heavier, but it leads to a more dirt bikey feel. There's a lot more travel, so I can slam through stuff. The head angle is very slack, so it's like a downhill mountain bike. It has the dual crown fork, which is, triple clamps. It's what we're used to as moto guys. Having a 50-pound mountain bike and that longer wheelbase, so that makes it feel really stable. So looking at the power plant on this bike is basically a Shimano Steps motor, and it has 3 power modes. There's Eco, Trail, and Boost. In Eco mode, the lowest mode, it basically overcomes the weight of the bike and gives you a little bit more. So even in the lowest setting, it is easier to pedal than a normal mountain bike. I put it in Eco mode and pointed up some of the steepest hills around my riding area, and I could climb easier than I could on any other mountain bike. It is a lot safer to ride this bike in Eco mode when you're doing technical stuff. That's something that e-bikers will tell you, is that if you are in any of the higher power modes, one pedal stroke actually translates to a lot of power, and you can kind of get ejected off the trail if you're not paying attention. So climbing and technical, I would suggest being in eco mode, because then in trail mode, it steps up quite a bit. There's a lot more power in trail mode. It is the most fun. I mean, it's like a lot of fun to just charge on that. It almost feels like it doubles your power. So, and then boost mode is the most powerful, obviously, and it's just, if you're trying to get to point A to point B as fast as possible, it basically triples or quadruples your power. Also, to note that it doesn't light up the rear wheel. Boost mode is not good for technical riding because a little bit of a pedal movement can really eject you off the trail. It's not good for really, really steep switchbacks and climbing, because I had it in boost mode to try to see how fast I could get up a section. I actually had to hit the brakes in some of the switchbacks because of how fast I was going. Talking about battery life, in eco mode, you can ride this thing all day. It has like 4 bars on the battery, and I've put in a huge day of riding and taken up 1 bar if I'm in eco mode, and then sometimes in trail. When you put it in boost mode, it's drastic how much it eats up the battery. So that is something to be cognizant of, is that boost mode is, you know, definitely using a ton of the juice. And if you leave it in boost mode and do an hour ride, you're not using all the battery, but a lot of it. Intense claims that you can get 62 miles of riding with 1 charge on this battery. I would say that is definitely in eco mode, because as soon as you put it in trail and you put it in boost, it really starts to eat into that battery life. It charges really quickly, comes with a charger. The battery's on the side of the bike. It's really easy to pop that open. I got it down to about 1 bar. Took maybe a couple hours to charge. The brakes are Magura, and they're a 2-piston brakes. This is a heavier bike, so you need more stopping power. So kind of like a smaller version of moto calipers. 2 pistons in the front, 2 pistons in the back. Aside from all the politics, because there is places you can ride, places you can't ride, I completely understand that, but putting that all aside, and if you're a moto guy and you're looking like, is this a bike that, you know, where does this fit in? It's a blast to ride. It really is kind of an in-between to get that moto fix, to go out, do a bunch of laps on some downhills, turn around, come back, and you can hit over and over without putting out a lot of effort. Also, it's not dead weight and impossible to ride if the battery goes out, or if you lose all the charge. I would like to thank Liat for hooking me up with a helmet and some flat shoes, because I didn't have those. I would also like to thank Thor for getting the Intense branded jersey and the riding mountain bike shorts. Also, shout out to Yoshimura for hooking us up with the aluminum pedals. If you ride mountain bikes and you ride flats, definitely check those out. A lot of grip, lightweight, looks super trick, moto brand, super cool. If you are on YouTube, please click like and subscribe. You might see our videos but not be subscribed, so make sure you are. If you're on vilomx.com, check out our YouTube channel. See you next time.